Don't tell your family and friends that you're going to Mexico. Don't share nothing with them because they're going to talk you out of it. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to call you dumb, stupid, weird. They're going to call you everything. They're going to be judgmental. They're going to think you lost your marbles. And if you've done the research and you put in time and effort to go check things out for yourself and you got all the data, don't let people who've never been, let people who didn't even do the research, don't let people who don't know anything about Mexico or any other part of the world, don't let them convince you of anything because you're gonna miss it and you're gonna regret it. You're gonna second guess. You're gonna have doubts all along. You're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be in a very miserable place because you're gonna always wonder in the back of your mind, did you make a mistake listening to them by not coming out here? Got an email. We just want to share this with you from a young lady going through some things, but she's working it out. Like she put in the work, doing the research. And so I'm gonna read this to you. Cortez, when my family found out I sold my home, they literally disowned me. Gossiping, judgmental, critical. I paid off my debts from the sale of my home, cutting credit cards due to the fact of not needing them in Mexico. I think my plan was ideal, but not realistic. See, they getting in her head. I had a comfortable townhome, except I was short of funds after being unable to work part-time. Cortez, I have $150,000 cash, USD. I can't finance anything here because the cost of real estate is high. I bought my home in 2000. I haven't worked my part-time job that I'm on leave for right now. Lenders want me to work 2 years uninterrupted before approving me for a loan. I just don't know what to think. I'm at my family's home until I'm able to apply for temporary residency status. I can travel there with funds from disability, monthly income, and a small pension. So even though she's not working and don't have the income, she does have a chunk of cash that she's letting sit in the bank and is going to let it sit there for 12 months because if you have so many dollars sitting in a savings account, sitting in the bank, you can qualify for residency that way, but you have to have 12 months of statements showing that the money has been sitting there for 12 consecutive months. So that's what she's doing. Again, she did the research, she's done the work, laid out the groundwork and the framework to follow, you know what I mean? And she has a plan to get her residency. I thank God I'm no longer paying monthly premiums for Medicare. I have a chronic illness and found a plan that is accommodating. I wanted to share with you when my family thought I hit my head and fell off a cliff because my plans were to leave in a year. Like I say, this is not just some random thing she's gonna take off. She's planning it. I certainly didn't want my family thinking I sold my home to come back to my childhood home to live for free. I never told them until gossip turned into insult and degradation. It was horrible, Cortez. Hearing from you today has renewed my mind and choices to care for me. I am concerned I can't find new construction for the amount I have saved so far. A 2-bedroom townhome or condo. I am honestly losing myself in the negative environment that I am in. An older family with a rare disorder has moved into the house. I can't take care of her. We are just getting home health. We're finally just getting home health care on Monday. Her insurance denied skilled nursing facility due to property. I am providing 24/7. I am providing care for her 24/7. It is too stressful. I lose my days, forget my own responsibilities, and no sleep. I am losing myself and my identity. I just needed to share this. I mean no harm to no one. I just got my passport last week. I can't live at this home permanently, and I can't finance a home. I feel stuck, depressed, and questioning my ability to live. Forgive me for saying how I am truly feeling. I am being honest. Being criticized and judged my entire life makes me hard on myself, giving myself no credit for caring for myself and or my independence. I need to get away and go to a place that is peaceful and offer a quality of life. I can afford and welcome coming in November for a week. I must have itinerary, blah, blah, blah. Are you able to find affordable Airbnb? Cortez, the states are financially brutal. Whew, a lot to digest and cover here. Listen, like I said earlier in the beginning, listening to family and friends will have you making bad decisions and will have you messed up. Especially, family and friends, they mean well, but oftentimes when they open their mouth, they're doing you an injustice, a disservice. One, they don't know anything about Mexico. They haven't done the research. All they're doing is going by what they've heard on TV, which is the same thing that many of us thought. You know what I mean? But there are over 1 million Americans living here in Mexico and call Mexico home. I mean, a lot of folks living here full time, literally. Can't listen to the media, can't listen to those people, can't let them get in your head. There are a lot of folks here living a very quality, very comfortable, very safe life. It's real. And that's one of the reasons why it's important for many of you all that are watching to come down here and check it out for yourself. Stay for an extended period of time. Stay for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and get an idea of what it's like here. Running from, let's say, the States to here is not a solution for many people. It's not a solution, you know what I mean? Whatever headaches or roadblocks that you're dealing with at home, you're going to have different or similar roadblocks here. It's not going to be easier. Just one, dealing with cultural differences, dealing with the language barrier. You're going to have a lot of challenges. So you really got to have a strong reason for moving here, a very strong why, because it's going to require that to keep you here. If you're just coming just for some surface reason, like many people that go back, you'll end up returning and going back home. Because again, sounds like she has some very solid reasons and whys for coming here. Peace of mind, to take care of herself, and be in a peaceful place and making her money stretch further, being more comfortable. Like she mentioned, it's hard for her to afford maintaining a lifestyle there. So again, if you know the reason, that's half the battle. We got here because our finances weren't straight. Saw the writing on the wall. 50 years old, no retirement, no investments, no savings. It's like, okay, we got to do something. We got to make a change. We got to switch. We got to adjust. We got to adapt. And we've been here 4.5 years now, and I've always shared this with you. It hasn't been easy making it work, but each year it got easier. We got more comfortable, more confident, and as the years go by, it gets easier. Never easy, just easier, and it takes time, and you're gonna need that patience and that stamina and that will to stick around, because when we got here, everybody got sick. Everybody had different types of illnesses, different types of things we were dealing with, and had a million reasons to go back. But going back to that lifestyle back in the States, we just couldn't afford to go back. It was like, no, our biggest goal here is to save so that, one, we can buy a home and have no mortgage, have no debts, and to be able to have extra money, save money, and have peace of mind. And I'm gonna bounce back around. When I came here, the goal was to come and kind of get our finances on track and then go back. Figured 7 years, my credit was shot. I figured we'd come here, stay here for 7 years, kind of get everything. I figured we'll suffer through Mexico for the next 7 years and just hold on tight, deal with whatever issues we had in Mexico for 7 years. 7 years, credit will be cleaned up, finances will be better, savings will be better. Then we go back. Had no idea that once we got here and years later, that the quality of life would be so significantly better. I figured we'd have some better quality of life. I just didn't know it was going to be this big. Remember, I was like, we're going to go back in 7 years. But now it's like, ain't going back. Why? You know what I mean? Turned out to be a completely different lifestyle than I could have ever imagined. So that's why I'm saying, if you did the research and you did the groundwork and you feel that this is a place for you, and not just Mexico, any place, you feel that this is for you, you need to go. You cut them folks off, not relationship wise, but cut them off the communication line. Don't take in what they're talking about. Don't listen to anything they say. Their advice doesn't help you. They don't know anything because they didn't do the work. They didn't do the research. You know what I mean? And I've been talking to her. We've talked since this email. Her concern is finding a place. There are some nice homes, especially if you. Oftentimes people come in and they want to buy big homes because they feel, okay, I can get a whole lot more for my money. But if you come in here and you're just trying to get a very comfortable place and you're focused on a place for yourself, because see, sometimes folks come and say, hey, I'm gonna get I need to buy a 3-bedroom because my family's gonna be coming down or my kids are gonna be coming visiting me for my grandkids. Most of the time, them folks ain't coming. So don't be trying to get a place to accommodate other folks that may or may not come. When them folks show up, put them in Airbnb, put them up in a hotel, let them pay for their own self. Remember, you trying to get on your feet, retire, save your money. A lot of these folks, they got a good 30 years working life left in them. Don't be trying to finance and fund their lifestyle. You know what I mean? Fund your own lifestyle. Come down here and get yourself a 1-bedroom condo, 1-bedroom. You can buy them, a 1-bedroom apartment with condos here, or a 2-bedroom, something very modest. And you can find those places for like $60,000 to $80,000. Now, they're not going to be grand and fancy, but they're going to be good quality. They're going to be in a safe neighborhood. You're not going to have a mortgage. So instead of spending all your money, let's say instead of spending $150,000 trying to buy a place so you don't have a mortgage, you can spend $75,000 or $80,000. Half the money that you plan to come down here and get something very comfortable. Or if you do get a 2-bedroom, there's another lady that just recently bought a place here, got a 2-bedroom, and she roommates the other room out. Now, in the ideal world, she didn't want a roommate. But the extra $500 a month, now that the place is paid off and had no mortgage and no rent, that $500 a month that she's collecting from the roommate makes her quality of life even better. Now, in a few years, if she decides, I don't want a roommate, I done got this rental income, and I'm comfortable now, I got me a nice little nest egg, you can get rid of the roommate. But my point is, don't be so quick to discount creative ways for supporting yourself and keeping money coming in. Having that roommate goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So there are very affordable options that you can get. What else? Let me see here. The biggest mistake I think we often make is worrying about taking care of everybody else. And she's home with family. And it sounds like she's tasked with doing all the work and the heavy lifting and taking care of the other family member, which means everybody else is probably working or they've gone on with their life. They're not worried about it. You know what I mean? And so sometimes we can't get caught up in taking care of everybody else, especially if you're not physically and mentally capable of taking care of somebody. You got to know where to draw the line and turn it off and walk away and take care of yourself. You know what I mean? You, sometimes you got to make these hard choices. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting you sick, and who's going to take care of you? You know, so not saying or suggesting that you abandon family, but you know, you got to take care of yourself. And just reading the messages in this email makes me realize she's not in a good space for herself mentally and physically. She's dealing with health issues herself as well. What else? Living blah blah blah. The biggest thing, again, do your homework, do your research, and if all the data and the answers come back and suggest that a move to Mexico or Thailand or Europe or wherever you did the research, if data comes back and say it's a good place and a good opportunity, go check it out. Go check it out for yourself. Most of the folks that have made a move here to Mexico have dealt with the same thing from family and friends. You're not the first one, and you're not going to be the last one that gets it. Everybody get ripped about moving their family or moving themselves to places like Mexico or Colombia or even Europe. People just are afraid of things that they're not familiar with or comfortable with. So, I mean, with all the crime that's going on in America, I mean, you know, some folk, you should be scared of staying there. Where we live in Merida, the second safest city in all of the North Americas, all of Canada, Mexico, and the United States is the second safest city. It is so safe. Words can't even describe how safe it is, how safe it is here. I mean, it's unbelievably safe. We go out all hours of the night. Kids go out, do what they want. They come home at night. They go out to the beach by themselves by day. They hang out, the least bit concerned about their safety. Now, of course, with anything, you know, you still got to use common sense, even if you are in the safest part of the world, of the city, safest city in the South, in the North Americas. You still got to be cautious. But man, a lot of the nonsense that's going on over there in the States, I mean, these jokers activating National Guards in different cities and whatnot, you know, so don't listen to folks, man. Don't pay any attention. So that's all I have to say. You know, do your research. If you like to hop on the phone, talk your strategy through, book a consultation. MoveAbroadandThrive.com. Click on the link that says consultation. If you're not a member of our VIP group, we have a VIP group where there's a section in there that's called Ask Cartes. As a member, you can ask all the questions you want. And typically I respond within 48 to 72 hours with answers to your questions. So that's a great way to get access to me as well. We share content, our members share content in the group and resources as well. So the VIP is a great membership to have. MoveAbroadandThrive.com/VIP, or go to the website, click on the link that says join VIP and get in. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Nothing long today. So, hey, make some decisions, understand why you're moving, and start planning ahead.